Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday night fun net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. That's what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose is providing an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This repeater is a PL of this net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus often. You need to have that programmed into the radio in order to have access to the repeater. Those who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL on their radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday night fun net if you use the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you into the net. This is the Friday night fun net for Friday, November 3rd, 2023. This net is being live streamed around the world via the internet, thanks to Mike, KD9MED. For those of you who are listening on the internet, if you want to check in, go ahead and check in to the internet through Mike, K9MED, and he in turn will relay your internet checking to me via the radio. And also, if you're out of the station, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get into it due to conditions, or you're too far away from it, the conditions are bad, and you don't have internet access. Just you can give me a call. Give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio first if at all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short timer on a mobile station. If you have traffic, if you have something else going on, you got the family stuff you got to do, you're at a concentrate, you're driving, or you got to do something, you can't stay for the net, I'll take your short time of mobile check-in, and if you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll do a general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, I'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, Amfest, or marathons. We'll do our usual features. We'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Quarter. This is where you get a chance to ask any technical questions, or you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier. What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, or FT8? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net contest / the DX Corner. If you know of any contests that are taking place this weekend, we would like to know about them, and then also that you make any DX contacts this week. We would like to hear about them. You can go ahead and pass along your DX reports there. Then we'll do the SWAT net. If you have items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, we'll do that. Tonight's topic, as you know, WREX-TV and WTVO this year are celebrating their 70th anniversaries on the air. Who is your favorite local TV personality from either station? Do you like Alex Kirchner or Candace King as the weather people? Do you like Eric Wilson or Derek Bain as your news guy or your sports guys or what have you? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. If you have any short time on mobile stations, I'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please phone out.
K9KZT, Larry, no traffic, short time. Have a good night.
Good evening, Jimmy. W9JTC Mobile, short time. Have a great net, sir.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Short time, no traffic.
Phil, I have no traffic.
Oh boy, I got a whole slew of check-ins coming tonight. Okay, let me acknowledge you. K9KZT, Larry, the Rockford King of CW. Great cold practice last night. Larry, I got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the line. KD9TNU, Brandon in Monroe, Wisconsin. You checked in short time. Okay, Brandon, I've got you checked in, and we'll see. Scott, K9YI usually checks in too, but okay. You at 7-3's, Brandon, we'll get you on the Green County net this coming Sunday night. Thanks for taking it. W9JTC Mobile, Jamie, I've got you checked in. Drive safely. Thank you for checking in the net. Have a good evening. H9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. AA9BU, Mike in Janesville, I've got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you. No, that's right, you're short time. 7-3, you have a good evening. Thanks for checking Friday Night Fun Net. Do we have any more short time or mobile stations I'd like to check in? Please call now.
KB9SSV, Mike and Roscoe, short time.
Kilo Charlie 9, Alpha Golf Romeo, short time.
Okay, I've got two more stations checking in short time. KD9SSV, Mike in Roscoe, I've got you checked in, Mike. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you. We'll catch you on the Saturday evening ride you net tomorrow night. I'll be net control for that net. Thanks for checking in. K9HER, Jennifer in Janesville, I've got you checked in. Boyd, I've got you short time. 7-3, you have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more short time or mobile stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Whiskey X-Ray 9, Whiskey Lima, short time.
WX9WL, is that correct?
Roger, Wayne down here in Amboy.
WX9WL, okay, I've got you checked in. I always hear you on the Ogle County and the Lee County and the Ogle County net there. Thanks for checking in. So short time, Southern, have a good evening. Any more short time or mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Oh, you had 8 stations checked in short time, so that's okay. That's pretty good. Thanks to all those stations checking in again when you can stay longer. Okay. Now, at this time, we're going to move to general check-ins. At this time, I'll take general check-ins from Northern Illinois. We'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9YBG.
K9YBG, Dale in Rockford, we got you checked in, Dale. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. One more time, do we have any general check-ins from Northern Illinois who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call K9RFD.
K9MED, Curry Robert.
KD9MED.
November 9, Oscar Echo Golf. Chris is South Hawaii. Good evening, Jimmy. I have no traffic.
Okay, I've got 3 more stations checked in here. Okay, KD9MED, Terry and Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX, got checked in. Terry will get back to you in 2 minutes for your DX report, and they're around here. Thanks for checking in. KD9MED, Mike in Rochelle, I've got checked in. Mike, I'll get back to you in 2 minutes Chris in South Floyd. I've got 2 checks in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for Friday night Bud Net? Please call now. Well, there being no further check-ins from Northern Illinois at this time, I'll take any general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in? Please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Norm. I'll get back to you a few minutes round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday night Fun Net? Please call now.
Good evening, Jimmy. This is KD9GDY, Jim, in Beloit, Wisconsin. Good evening, everyone.
KD9GDY, Jim in Beloit, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Jim. I'll get back to you a few minutes round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday night Fun Net? Please call now. Once again, any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday night Fun Net? Please call K9GCR. Well, it is Friday night fish right now in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappies, or bluegills. Those of you in the Milwaukee area are eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, or Braunschweiger. You cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay, at this time, I will take any check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, and no further check-ins at this time, so we'll go ahead with the traffic portion. Tomorrow afternoon at, let's see, State Line Amateur Radio Club will hold our bi-monthly meeting tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library. This is a very important meeting. If you're not doing anything tomorrow, come on over. Let's pack the place. Tony wants some information. He's going to talk about some information he does not want to talk about over the radio. And so I don't know a lot about this stuff either. So that's what's going on. Again, tomorrow afternoon, 12:30 p.m., Freeport Public Library, our bi-monthly meeting of the State Line and Amateur Radio Club. Tony, K9RFD, the club president, will be presiding. He's also REC here in Stevenson County. There'll be a lot of, we'll probably talk about some areas information too. So, okay, does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, no other traffic to be brought up, so we'll go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up in your tower? Do you, what kind of a radio do you want to buy? Bass, mobile, all mode? APRS or FT8, if you have any technical questions you would like to ask the net, please feel free to do so. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions you'd like to bring before the net? Well, okay. We'll go on. We'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX Corner. Is anybody, if you have any DX reports, you're welcome to pass them along. If you have any, you know of any contests that are taking place this weekend, we would like to hear about them too. First of all, do you know of any contests that are taking place this weekend? Okay, we'll move on to the DX corner. Did you make any DX contacts this past weekend? I made contact with only 2 stations last weekend. But anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Please go ahead.
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Terry, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Jimmy has 2 contests. The big one I see happening on Sunday is the ARRL sweepstakes contest for CW operators. And there's one tomorrow. It's called the YB Bang Guy DX contest. I have no idea what that is. Let's see. Now, worldwide, blah, blah, blah. Brief reset. All I did this week was listening. I set up a Raspberry Pi with a $25 dongle receiver and just let it run 24/7 all week long. So by itself, it logged 65 countries. And here are some interesting stations that it heard. Brief reset. JT1CO Mongolia. That was on 40 meters, surprisingly. 5Z4VJ Kenya. A25R Botswana. EX8ABA Kyrgyzstan. And I guess this is the best one, 8Q7PR Maldives. I think that's the furthest one away. I think that's like on the southern tip of India. Brief reset. And I copied a maritime mobile that I've copied in the past. This is the German polar research ship Polarstern. And his call is DT0POL. And I happened to copy him 2 days in a row on 2 different bands, 20 and 40, as he was heading into port at La Palma, Spain. So for whatever reason, he wasn't at the poles this time. That's what I got, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. KD9MED.
Oh, congratulations, Terry. I'm making contact with Mongolia and Kenya, Botswana, Maldives, and what that, and let's see. And mentioned that ARRL sweepstakes for CW this coming Sunday. So I'm sure Larry will be at it. K9KGT will be copying that. So that's good. Okay, now I'll give you my DX report. Let me get out my book here. Oh boy, where'd we go? All right, okay. Okay, last weekend was the CQ Worldwide SSB DX contest. I'm going to tell you what, that 20-meter band last weekend was just nothing but chaos. Oh boy, I just bleed over from so many different frequencies. Bob operators talking too fast for my liking. And some of them that sound like I was picking up stations from overseas, but it's pretty hard to copy. And one was QRM from other adjoining frequencies. I did make 2 contacts, though. First contact was on Saturday. It was on last Saturday, I should say, on 14.337 megahertz at 18:37 hours. November 1, Victor Romeo. he was in Vermont. He was giving me 4.0. And the second contact was last Sunday on 7.178 at 21:36 hours. Victor Alpha 3 Oscar Kilo. He's in Ontario. He was giving me a 6.0. That's sorry to say, those are the only contacts I made in this last weekend.
What was that second call sign, Jimmy?
It was Victor Alpha 3 Oscar Kilo.
Okay, I was just looking up to see if I've worked those two guys before. Yeah, now you know how I feel on FT8, because we got this tiny little slice of the band for where we're supposed to officially operate, and when, conditions are good all the time now. So certain bands are always jam-packed. There's no place to transmit. It's too much of a good thing, is the way I would put it. No, I haven't worked either one of these guys, N1VR or VA3OK. Just a point of clarification on my report tonight, Jimmy. Those are listening reports. Those are not contacts. Those are just people that my computer heard while it was running day and night. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I wrote them down anyway. Whether you transfer or whether you listen, that don't matter. That sounds great there. So I'll see what happens. I'll see what happens this weekend. Well, of course, I'll be at that meeting tomorrow, so I probably won't be doing much HF work. We'll just see what happens there. Terry, thank you for your engagement report anyway. Even though you didn't make any contact, you listened. That's whether you listen or whether you make contact, I don't care. It really don't matter to me. And let's see. Just a minute. Oh, yeah. I heard that Echo Alpha 3 Japan Echo from Barcelona, Spain. Oh, boy. I tried to make a contact with him, but no success. You probably heard CQ calling DX, CQ calling DX, North America, Echo Alpha Japan Echo. Did you ever make contact with that station, Gary?
I'd have to look that up here real quick. Yeah, you just gotta keep trying with those, Jimmy, because you never know when you're gonna have a breakthrough. It all has to do with time of day and day of the season, and let's see, EA3JO. Nope, never worked them.
Oh yeah, EA3JE. Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll just have to see what happens. And you know what? Tony, our EC, was telling me. He said he was talking me about me. He said Jim, you're going to get your extra class license. I said, I don't know about that, Tony. He said, no, you're going to do it. So, well, I can't say no to my EC, so I'm just going to have to look at a few of those questions in the extra Q&A book there.
Was he going to lay into you about that at the meeting tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. I think you'll talk about we'll probably talk about the important stuff there, but I thought about it. Oh, well, he's a great guy. He helped me get my general. I'll tell you what, you know what he did? I think I may have told you this too. When I was studying for my general, he said, Jim, I'm going to give you a practice test. I said, okay. Well, as it turned out, I did pretty good. As it turned out, if I would have got a couple questions right, I would have passed. He was going to give me my certificate right there. And I thought, well, next time I'll be ready. So that's right, Bill. Tony is a great guy. That's all there is to it.
Well, bless him and all the other people who work in the volunteer examining community. KD9MED.
Okay, that sounds good there. Thanks for checking. Let me get out my, I'll be putting my stuff away here. Okay. Do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please go now.
KD9APZ, I did want to do a report.
Okay, just a minute. Let me get my papers back out there. Let me hold on. Okay, Al, K9RFD. Okay, what do you got for us?
Thought we mentioned it last weekend. Ended Autumn Blaze, one of the quarterly contests that Ham Active puts on. Next one will be Winter Heat in January, but the difference, Autumn Blaze was VHF sideband, which means it did limit the number of people that they had to be people that had all mode radios. And I managed to get 770 points, came in second place, believe it or not.
Well, congratulations, Al. That is terrific. That is terrific.
And I was kind of hoping we would have had a better turnout, but I guess the thing is not that many people have sideband VHF sideband capability. I mean, I do it, my ICOM. People with Yaesu 991s can do it, but there aren't as many people obviously that have sideband capability than those who don't.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. What are you going to do? Hey, thank you for checking into the Rock County Simplex net last night. I couldn't hear you, but when you tried, it was you're saying it was just nothing but noise here. But I'm glad you were able to participate in that net last night.
Yeah, I know you were there too, but I couldn't hear you. I can't hear you on the Ogle County Simplex net either for some reason. I don't know, but I've noticed some things. Things have changed since I got my antenna all the way up. I guess maybe I got it up a little too high. I mean, some of the signals, some of the repeaters I used to hear when the antenna was lower, I'm not hearing now.
Oh boy, ain't that the way it goes? I know you check into that happy hour net. Oh, I didn't tell you. We also have a 442.000 repeater here in Freeport. That was put on the air several years ago. That was originally supposed to be the Aries Skywarn repeater for Stevenson County, but at that time not many people had UHF capability, so they just left it on there. Scott Allshouse, W9SBA, is the trustee of that repeater. He used to be the EC here in Stevenson County, but he and his wife moved down to Florida. They're living down there now.
Oh, okay. I don't get in. I sometimes do hear it. I don't get in as much on the 440 repeater of theirs as I do get into the 2-meter repeater. But I think I used to get the 2-meter repeater better. I don't know if it's a change in seasons or what it is. I mean, I've gotten in. I've got a certificate here and everything else. I've checked into that net over 200 times.
That's great. That's great. Congratulations. Hey, recently I've been getting into the Dixon machine to check into that Monday night net, and Used to be I was never able to get in before unless the bands were wide open. The guys down there must have done something to it, but because I was able to, I think it's about 4th or 5th time week in a row I was able to check in that net.
That could be anything. Could be conditions. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not complaining that I've lost range. I don't think I've lost range particularly. I think it's some problem with edge refraction. Because I mean, when I did the contest last month, I was talking to people in central and western Iowa on simplex on sideband. So, I mean, I've got path.
That's great. Congratulations. Sometimes you with your improvements to your system, it's either a blessing or a curse. I don't know what to tell you about that.
Yeah, I still got one bad connector somewhere. A new one, actually. We're going to have to figure out because somewhere between my lightning arrestor and the radio, I've got a problem. My SWR is real high on my horizontal antenna, so I haven't got to use it yet.
Well, hopefully that'll be using these guys to get that. You'll have to have someone come and look at that. So, okay, Al. Hey, thanks for checking in. We're going to move on, and we'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for bringing in that report there about the autumn blaze there. Thanks very much.
They're a lot of fun, and particularly anybody who's interested in simplex. Like I said, the next one's coming up in January, the whole month of January for winter heat. That's the big one. So hope to get some more people in this area signed up for that when it's time. Because it seems like everybody who is getting anywhere as far as points-wise or anything on that one, whereas all central Illinois, it's like they just had a lot more people doing it in central Illinois than we had up here.
Well, that's good. Like I said, congratulations on making those contests there. Okay. We'll get back to you in a few minutes, Al. Thanks for checking in. Okay, before we move to the round table, wait a minute. Does anybody else have any DX reports or contest information they'd like to pass along? Okay, well, Al, thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes round table. Okay, next item, we got the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. May mention prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? This is K9 GCR, the Friday Night Fun Day, and the K9RFD Repeater Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. Okay, well, let's move. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in this time? Please call now. Okay, let's go ahead with the round table. WTVO channel 17, well, it was channel 39 when they first came on the air back in 1953, and WREXTV are celebrating their 70th anniversary on the air. Okay, who was your favorite? Who was your favorite all-time news, weather, or sports guys or gals on either of those stations, back in the day or currently? Let's see. KD9YBG, Dale. Do you have a favorite TV personality? You worked at Channel 13 or 39 or 17?
KD9YBG. I'm not sure what channel she was on, but I used to like the weather woman, Sue Monroe. That was back in the mid-70s, I guess she was on TV. I don't know if she was on those stations, but either that or I guess you had Bruce Richardson. I think he was on 39 at first when it was the old 39 before they changed it to 17, and then they got another 39 in there. That was quite a few years ago. KD9YBG back to net.
Sue Monroe worked at Channel 23. Oh yeah, but Bruce Richardson, yes, that definitely. He was a long-time newsman. He was good. He was one of the best in my book. That's for sure. Okay. Thanks for checking in. Okay, Terry, K9MED. Well, of course, you growing up in Chicago area, of course, you watch more of the Chicago stations than you did the Rockford stations. Who was your favorite TV personality back in your younger days, or now?
This is KD9MED. Wow, that's a thinker for me. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about the Rockford television personality that I met once, Vince Danka. I was out garage sailing, and I happened to stop at his garage sale, and he gave me a book of poems that he wrote. And that's around here somewhere. I don't know. I guess that's my story. I'll ask me again next week after I've given it a few hours of thought. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, sounds good. I happened to meet I used to meet I met Rolly Sponberg one year. He was a weatherman, the original weatherman at W9AXD. He was also a magician on the side. When he had to do the weather reports, he also did the magic tricks right on the air. His sponsor was Butternut Coffee, and they showed back in the day there they didn't use all that modern technology. They had the weatherman, but he used a pen there. He wrote all that. They wrote all that information. Now, Bob Cameron used to do the same thing too. Oh yeah. So that was about it. I'll tell you more about that later. Kerry, thanks for checking in there. I gotta get the other. I gotta get the mic. K9MED. Mike, who was your favorite TV personality on the Channel 13 or Channel 17 and 39?
K9MED here. Well, Jimmy, to be honest, I don't watch a lot of television these days. Pretty much cut out television some decades ago, to be honest. I'll glance at it here and there, but to really sit down and watch it, I really don't watch too much, other than maybe a little bit of Star Trek every once in a while, but that's about it. KD9MED, back to net.
Oh, okay, sounds good, yeah. All I watch on TV is mostly news stuff there. Like, I'll watch the local news, of course, on 13, 39, and once in a while I'll watch 23 or 17. But I'll watch CNN or let's see, public broadcasting or what have you there. But I mostly watch news or public service different stuff there, like for C-SPAN and what. I don't watch any of the shows or the movies or what have you. Okay, thanks, Mike. Let me know if you had any internet check-ins. Okay, Chris, N9OEG in South Floyd. What's going on with you? Who was your favorite TV personality back in your younger days or now? What do you say?
N9OEG. Sorry, Jimmy, I don't watch that much television anymore, so I really don't have a favorite. I get a lot of my news and that from live streaming on the internet and also podcasts. Just grew tired of watching all the commercials and the same old garbage on regular television years ago, so I'm not much of a TV watcher, so sorry I don't have much of an answer for you there. N9OEG, back to net.
Okay, well that's okay. Chris, don't worry about it. I think a lot of people feel the same way. They just they just don't. That's where now they get their information and stuff now. And you know, sad to say, many people are getting their news by watching these stupid late night TV shows. Who was it? The Jimmy Kimmel or some of these other people there? I said, oh God, you gotta be crazy to get your news from these people. You can't watch a good news program. You might as well forget it. Thanks for checking in there, Chris. KC9RGG, Norm in Orberville. I don't know if you ever watched Rockford the station. You probably watch more of the Madison TV station than you do the Rockford station. But who was your favorite TV personality back in the day or whatever?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I'm a Chicago guy, actually. I happen to be living in southern Wisconsin now, but I grew up in the Chicago area, and so I didn't listen to any of the Rockford stations. They were probably way too far out for me to get reception. But to be honest with you, I'll echo what Mike said, KD9MED, and Chris said, N9OEG. I don't watch any television anymore. I turned it off years ago. Way too much violence on it, and the news is not news, it's only advertisements. And so I've got some selected podcasts that I listen to, and that's how I get my news. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
You know, I'll tell you something. On our on our cable TV, when we used to get the WGN, the regular Channel 9, then we got WGN American. You know what I I mostly watch that station for the ball of the Cub games and stuff like that. And I used to always like their newscasts, the 9 o'clock news. I always liked that. And of course, we had that CLTV, that Chicagoland TV, that their cable news station. Sad to say that went off there about 3 years ago. But I always used to like to listen to Tom Skilling on his weather report. As far as I'm concerned, I think he did a much better job than some of the local TV weather people around here.
Tom Skilling was a favorite. You mentioned somebody that I remembered, and I think I probably listened to him or watched him, and he was a good weather guy.
Oh yeah, he used to have those weather seminars every year talking about in the spring, talking about the tornadoes and what have you there.
Too bad he's not around anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Norm, thanks for checking in. I better let you go so you can hit the hay. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Yeah, I will be hitting the hay, Jim. I'm looking at it right now. Golly, it's after 9 o'clock. So, KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
No, it's only about 13 minutes. 17 minutes. It ain't even 8:45 yet, so you're still early yet. Okay, Norm. Hey, thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you next Friday night. KD9GDY. Jim and Boyd, what's going on? Who is your favorite TV, the local TV personality when you were watching the TV, or back in the day, or now?
Good evening, Jimmy, and thanks for doing the net. This is KD9GDY Jim, up here on the north side of Beloit. Well, anyway, I'm going to throw a name out, see if anybody knows this name. Jane Neubauer. Does anybody remember Jane Neubauer? I think she was a news lady or weather lady there for years ago it was. And then Andy Gannon used to just, when I lived in South Beloit at one time, he lived like a block just south of me there. So basically about neighbors. So anyway, I don't have a favorite today. I don't watch much news, a little bit, and then I watch a lot of Newsmax when I do watch news. Anyway, I got some other comments I'd like to make though. First off, we're having the Kishwaukee Valley Concert Band's having a Veterans Day concert at St. Mark's. Not this Sunday, but a week from Sunday at 3 p.m. And that's always a good concert for the vets, and we do a lot of patriotic music. And also, I wanted, if Al is still listening down there near Rochelle, I'm planning on doing the winter heat, Al, and hopefully we're going to have some contacts again this year. I do have, I'm going to put up a 7-element Yagi, I'm going to try to get it up there, so that'll help. And then also I got a little 2-meter amp here. It goes up to like 170 watts, so instead of running 75 watts, I'll be adding about 100 watts to that. So with all that, hopefully we can make some more winter heat contacts. But that is the Straight Key Century Club Straight Key month through. So I spent a lot of time with that. I operate as an operator and all that for Wisconsin. And so on that note, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do the ARRL Sweepstakes CW contest this weekend, but maybe a little bit of time. Been busy. It was up gone for a week deer hunting, and I've been butchering deer all day, and I still got some more to do. So I'll kick it back to you there, Jimmy. KD9GDY.
Okay, sounds good. Well, congratulate. Just a minute. Al, K9EPZ, are you still, did you copy KD9GDY? Did you hear what he just said?
Yes, I did, and I will be glad to talk to him in January, give him some points. Well, I'll talk to him anytime, but I'm saying, as far as some winter heat. But yeah, I did hear him.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, thanks. Jim, thanks for checking in. Okay, Al, K9EPZ. Of course, I knew. Well, of course, you grew up around the Chicago area, listening around Elgin and what have you. Who was your favorite TV personality on the Chicago TV station there that you enjoyed?
When I was real young, Bozo.
Oh yeah, when we used to get the regular Channel 9 on our cable, my nieces were little. They used to always watch that show every day. Bozo's the Circus.
I used to enjoy that. As far as weather people, John Coleman, I used to enjoy him. And as far as TV personalities, it may not have been a TV personality, but if anybody remembers the Flash Gordon serials, I actually got to have lunch with Buster Crabbe.
Oh, that was great, yeah. For our younger audience, Buster Crabbe was a great movie star back in the day, in the 30s, 40s, and whatever. At one time, he even played Tarzan. That's great, Al.
He was also an Olympic. I know he was in the Olympics.
Oh, okay. Did you ever watch Tom Skilling?
Oh yeah, I've watched Tom Skilling. I still watch Tom Skilling. I have a that's one of the things you miss, not or you may possibly miss if you not having internet. Is I can stream Tom Skilling. I have a WGN app on my television.
Oh boy, that's great. That's great that he's still on the air. He's probably not on as much as he used to be, but hey, that's great that you can still see him.
Well, yeah, like I said, I won't get in. But You know, yeah, you are missing a lot not having internet. You'll be able to run your Roku.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, that's that's another expense. That's too complicated for me. I'm always afraid I'll push the wrong button and I'll screw things up there. Just like on this Roku TV, I got one. I'm watching 39 for the Friday Night SmackDown. Okay, Netflix, Disney, Apple TV, and whatever. I don't even touch those buttons because I'm afraid I'll screw things up.
But that's a possibility too. As far as cost, you can get you're eligible to get free internet. Government will give you internet for free.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember you telling me that. Okay, okay, Al. Thanks. Hey, well, we'll see what happens. Thanks for checking in, Al. And do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming over your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turned your radio on, you've been copying the mail for the last 51 minutes. This is your chance to check the Friday Night Fun Net when we're in the region. With ground traffic, please call K9GCR.
KC9GCR, W9AXD Matt. No traffic.
W9MBX in the mobile. Okay, man. Got you checked in. How did everything go in Durand today?
It went good. Got everything done I wanted to, and I ate a whole bunch of barbecue, and so I'm hoping to stay awake while I'm driving home. I have a feeling the Friday Night Fun Night might help with that.
If it doesn't, I don't know what will. We're talking about the WTVO and the WREX celebrating their 70th anniversary on the air. I'm just curious. Who was your favorite TV personality back when you were growing up, and or now of those two stations there?
Well, I hope I get the right person in the right station, but the one that comes to mind is Bob Kevern, and I believe he was with 17. And if I'm wrong, somebody can certainly correct me, but Bob Kevern comes to mind.
Yes, Bob Kevern. I used to watch him. You know, he was also a musician. He used to come to Freeport here, and he came to our building a couple of times to watch him perform. And he was a great person too.
Yeah, no, he was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember he had that band, and then he worked for a time at Rockville Children's Home with those kids there, and did a great job there too. I remember that.
Oh yeah, back in the late 50s, early 60s on Saturday afternoon, I think he used to do a rock and roll show on, I think it was channel 39. I think that's similar to American Bandstand. Somewhere that I was on the channel 39 at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I know that he was into the music, and he did a lot for them kids at Rockville, and helped organize. Remember that balloon rally that Rockville Children's Home had? He did a lot of work getting that put together, a fundraiser for the home there.
Sounds good. This case on GCR, the Friday Night Fun Day on the K9RFD Repeater and Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun Day, Central and Freeport. Okay, man, I better let you go so you can concentrate on your driving. So, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log.
To that 7-3 and 7-3 to the whole night. I'll be monitoring W9MBX.
Okay, do we have any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
AK9F. AK9F.
AK9F, David Boyd, what's going on with you? I'm asking everybody who was your favorite TV personality back in the day. We're doing this in honor of WTVO and WREX being on the air for 70 years. Do you have a favorite TV personality or not?
Yeah, my favorite one was Jane Neubauer. Other lady.
The K9GDY was just mentioned that. Jane Neubauer. Oh, yeah, I remember her. There was another station. There was another woman on there, Betty Anderson. I think she worked at Channel 13. She was the very first woman on the air. She used to do weather. I think it was on the weekends of Channel 13 when Rolly Sponberg wasn't on, and then she did like a women's show too.
Yeah, that was about the one that every night she'd always have some story to go along with her weather. So, sometimes they were educational, sometimes they were just stories. So that's what I liked about them. Over.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, Dave, I better let you go so you can concentrate your driving. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you down the log. Okay, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, I've got in front of me a book called The Mississippi Saga, A History of Robbery in Winnebago County, Illinois. This is put out in the late 60s in honor of the 150th anniversary of Illinois being admitted to the state. That's their sesquicentennial back in 1968. There's an article in here. Oh, boy. Bear with me here. I'm trying, I don't know, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Okay, there's an article about the communications, press, radio, and the TV in the Rockford area. Okay, first TV station in 1953. Okay, here we go. Rockford and Winnebago County viewers said farewell to snow, flickering pictures, and fade-outs on their television screens when station WTVO began regular programming on May 4th, 1953. Until that date, local television viewers had to depend on ideal circumstances to view television programs principally from Chicago. Boy, ain't that the truth. I remember those days very well. I was a little kid back then. Following World War II, commercial television began to come into its own, and the battle was on throughout the nation for the 12 channels originally assigned to television on the very high frequency range. In 1952, the Federal Communications Commission announced that the opening of 70 new channels located in ultra-high frequency ranges. Winnebago Television Corporation, with offices in Chicago and Rockford, applicants for UHF Channel 39 received FCC approval in 1952, and construction was begun almost immediately. Let me reset. When WTVO went on the air, it was one of the first dozen UHF stations in the nation. Its stockholders included William Dubinsky of Rockford, treasurer, Irvin Dubinsky, vice president, and Harry and Elmer Salapan, Chicago area theater operators, as president and secretary, respectively. Unfortunately, not all television sets were ready to receive WTBO. It was necessary to install a strip or purchase converters for sets which were, at that time, equipped only to receive the channels 2 through 13. Now, I want to tell you a story about this. This is a true story. Well, we lived in Pecatonica above the main tap. We lived next to a furniture store. His name was Butterfield. He used to sell the TVs. Unfortunately, well, let's see, he didn't know as you know what from the hole in the ground come to install those strips. My mom and dad bought the TV set with the new strips so they could receive channel 39. One day, my mother went to turn the TV set on, and it blew up. Oh, she was mad. She used language which, of course, we can't use here on the radio. But fortunately, at about that time, the new UHF, VHF TVs came. So we were able to get Mom and Dad got the TV set so we could get so we didn't have to worry about those strips there. Okay, let me continue. The inaugural night of telecasting included celebration ceremonies followed by private secretary starring Ann Southern. The Colgate Comedy Hour with Abbott and Costello, Goodyear Television Playhouse, The Web, a mystery show, and theater. The theater was broadcasting ending at 10 p.m. Alright, let's see, hold on here. In October 1953, WTBO brought the first live network program, World Series Baseball, to Rockford via the NBC network. The following year, WTBO expanded studio and office facilities with a 2,500 square foot addition, and the staff grew to approximately 30 persons. It was in 1954 that WTBO presented the first remote telecast in Rockford, an automobile show from the Rockford Armory. Before I continue this, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, let me continue. On May 24th, 1956, WTVO increased its transmitting power from 20,000 to 200,000 watts and telecast the first live color program in Rockford, the World Series. Well, that was between the Yankees and the Brooklyn Dodgers. That was what that game that Don Larson pitched that no-hitter, that perfect game. In 1958, WTVO constructed a two-story, 2,000 square foot office addition, and the telecasting day was extended from 7 a.m. to past midnight daily. In December 1965, WTVO telecast its first local color film movie. We bought our first color TV back in that year in the fall of '65. I was in high school at the time. In March 1966, WTVO received authorization to change from Channel 39 to Channel 17, and in July, received authorization to increase transmitting power to 1 million watts. On January 18, 1967, the station began telecasting on Channel 17 with 1 million watts of power. I remember that very well. They made the switch. They switched from 39 to 17. The very first show was broadcast was the Bob Hope Christmas show when he used to go to Vietnam and all over. In September 1967, WTVO inaugurated its first local live color weather, news, and sports show. Harold Frelick has been general manager of WTVO from its beginning. Just a minute. All right, hold on. Rockford Broadcasters Incorporated, operators of radio station WROK, first filed application for a Rockford television station in 1948, but a freeze was applied by the FCC in 1949. When the freeze was lifted in 1952 and Robert finally was assigned Channel 13, applications were again filed by WROK and by Greater Rockford Television Incorporated, of which L.E. Castor was president. In May 1953, the two applicants announced they were joining in a merged application, and an approval was granted on May 14th. Castor retained the presidency of Greater Rockford Television Incorporated, and Soren H. Munkhoff was named the general manager. Directors included E. Kenneth Todd, president of Rockford Broadcasters Incorporated, Swan Hillman, Mark Summer, Attorney Stanley Geyer, Reverend Francis P. McNally, and Frank C. Francis. Formal groundbreaking ceremonies for a 12,000 square foot studio building were held July 18, 1953. By September 18th, a tar paper shack had been constructed and enough equipment moved into the building to begin broadcasting a test pattern. Before we continue, do we have any stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Hey, K9F with a comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
One thing you didn't mention in there, and I don't know if it's in the whatever you're reading from or not, but what did the stations do when they signed off the air for the evening? Do you remember?
They turned their transmitters off and everything went dead. Dead as a doornail. All you saw was snow.
Talking about just before that.
Well, okay. When they signed off, they gave they say this concludes a broadcast day for WREX or WTVO. They gave what they got for what. It's a frequency 210, 216 megacycles and what have you there. And we studios, offices, and transmitters were located at such and such. And we wish you a very pleasant good night. They played the national anthem, and then they completely decided they turned their transmitters off. Nothing but all you saw after that was snow.
Yeah, you actually mentioned what I was getting at. The fact that they always played the national anthem when they went off the air. And I believe 13 did it different than the other ones did, in that I believe they were the ones that did 2 verses of the national anthem, where everybody else just did 1.
I'll tell you what, when I was reading from Mississippi Saga, the history of Rockford and Winnebago County, that was published in 1968, the year of Illinois' bicentennial, 150th anniversary of the admission of the Union. Back in 1818. WMAQ radio always signed off at 1 o'clock early Monday morning. And they played the national anthem by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. And they sang the first verse and the last verse. K9F, Dave, were you still there?
Yeah, I was driving, so I couldn't get back to you. Yeah, I remember, I didn't listen to that radio station, but I did happen to hear it on TV. We usually watch when I got a little bit older, we'd watch the news and then watch whatever program it was after that, and then they signed off and we went to bed.
Okay. WTVO, and I remember this very well. Every time they went off the air, just before they went off the air, they had deadline news. They had the latest news information as to what happened there. And they went for about 5-10 minutes, and then after that they went off the air.
I don't remember exactly what else they did, but I did remember the national anthem part of it.
Yeah, but people don't know this, but the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, has 4 verses. And that was not until 1931 when it was officially made the national anthem. That was sung to the tune of an old English drinking song, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Okay, Dave. Hey, thanks for your input there. We sure appreciate that very much. I was glad to help you out there.
K9F car.
Okay, sounds great. Do we have any more stations you want to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Unable to copy. You might want to increase your power or change the location. I'm sorry, you're not making it. You're not making it. Okay, K9YI, Scott and Monroe. If that's you might want to go to the input. I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to copy you. Thanks for trying anyway. Sounds like have a good evening. I'm going to continue. Standby hotline. That was John, K9DDF and Elgin, checking in on the Friday Night Fun. Did you hear that phone ring, people? That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay, let me stand by. Let me get to John. I'm going to check him in. Okay, before I continue reading with this article, are there any more stations who would like to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
I'll check in for you here, Jimmy. W9AXD. Good evening.
W9AXD, good evening, Chad. Thanks for that great net you put on last night. We had Chad's simplex net went for almost exactly 2 hours. The longest that net has ever run since they started. You did a great job. It was a good turnout, too.
Yeah, that helped that we had a lot of back and forth chatter, too. That doesn't hurt nothing. That's, you know what, that's what a net should be, really. To exchange information, and, you know, a lot of the preambles say that's what it is. But a lot of them are just like short and sweet, get it over with and get done. But, you know, in that, when you give, you know, round tables and people popping in there with comments, that's what I like about a net. That's what makes these fun. And I think that's why I like your net here, Jimmy, because you have different topics, different segments that we do, and it's just laid back, and that's kind of nice to have that. So thank you for the compliment, and that's Simplex Net that Jimmy was talking about is every Thursday at 8 p.m. on 146.415, and we do play the rain report during the net.
barring any technical issues, which kind of seems to have happened lately, got some gremlins someplace. And I am just throw this out for information too, because there's nothing in Rock County as far as DMR. So we're putting up a DMR repeater on the tower and an analog UHF machine, which is going to have EchoLink on it. So that's coming. So stay in the loop for that. So go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate this net, Chad, just like I appreciate yours. And I always spread the word along to all the different repeaters about your net. That might have been the best net you ever put on since you started, with the amount of time, about 2 hours, and I don't know how many check-ins you had, but that was a great net last night.
I think we maybe had 6 or 7. I don't have the list anymore. I kind of don't keep those anymore. There's at least 6. N3MBX was there, but he didn't come back for a second go. So, trying to think. It was me, you, Dale, Matt, Al, and, oh geez, who was the other one? There's one more I can't think of. Like, there was 6 of us.
That was Chris, N9OEG in South Boyd, and he checked into this net tonight too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, Chris, forgot about you in here, buddy. But yeah, it's Al and Chris, and they had a lot of good comments there. So did Dale. That was good. So I really appreciated that net. That was a good net.
Yeah, that's for sure. Tonight's the topic. But you know, I don't know how much TV you watch, or what the Rockford station, whether you watch the Rockford station or the Madison station. But this year is the 70th anniversary of 2 Rockford TV stations going on here, WTVO and WREX. I was asking everybody who was their favorite TV personality of those stations were back in the day or today.
Well, I can't really comment on that, Jimmy, because I just watch. We like Channel 27, WKOW out of Madison. Those newscasters there, they actually seem to really like each other, and they get along really good. It makes it fun to watch the news. But I have only been in this part of the state, Janesville. I mean, I guess if you think about it, when I was here the first time, I couldn't get Rockford because, well, maybe I could with cable, but it's like 9 years in Janesville, but I didn't watch Rockford, so I don't have any comment on my favorite personality. And way back when, in the 80s and 90s, I was up north by Marshfield, Spencer, Wausau area, so a little bit out of the coverage area. Go ahead.
Okay, well that sounds good. I understand. So, okay. Well, you know, a lot of people checked into this net tonight. They don't hardly watch TV much anymore, and what is. But that's the way it goes. So, okay, Chad. Hey, thanks for checking in. I'm gonna move along here, and so thank you. You have a good done a great job with your net tonight. Well, I'll definitely mention your net when I move along here, when I mention the other nets in here. So 7-3, and thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun net.
Yeah, you bet, Jimmy. And thanks for checking in the last one last night too. So we got each other back here, buddy. Not a problem. 7-3, WI9HF.
Okay, sounds good, Chad. Thanks. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
KC9GCR. This is Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Whiskey Romeo, down in Beloit.
KD9KWR. Good evening, Don. I've got you checked in. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot, Jimmy. Thinking back in my archives, I distinctly remember a weatherman from, I think it was WREX in Rockford, Bob Kevrin. Do you remember him by chance?
Yes, I do remember him, and he worked at WTVO, not WREX, but yeah, Bob Kevrin did the weather, Bruce Richardson did the news, and I think Bob Lewis or or Jack Wilson did the sports back then. Yeah, that was a WTVO. Oh yeah, I remember Bob Kevrin. Yes.
Okay, most excellent. Oh man, you dusted off some cobwebs there.
Yeah, as I said earlier, a lot of people don't know this, but back in the early '60s, he used to do a half-hour rock and roll show there on the channel 39. He was kind of acting like the DJ, playing some of the latest rock and roll hits back in the late '50s or early '60s there.
Well, that was way before my time. Oh gosh. I remember him from, I think it was the early 70s, maybe mid 70s, but yeah, I was born in '67, so anything before that, yeah, that's just static.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I graduated from high school in '67. That week, the Six-Day War between Israel and the Arab nations was going on. That war knocked the Vietnam War off the front page.
Yeah, what a coincidence. We got a war with Israel, going on right now with Hamas and all them other guys over there.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. Yeah, it's too bad you missed the Chads and Ned last night. You had a good one going last night.
Well, I had a bunch of other stuff going on around here, so, well, it is what it is. So, 73, Jimmy, great net tonight, so we'll catch you later. Have a good one. KD9, KWR will be clear on your final.
Okay, sounds good there, Don. I don't know if you have Facebook or not, but if you do, check out the Friday Night Fun.Net Central Facebook page. Go to Friday Night Fun.Net Central, punch in your call sign, you're in business. You hear this net along with past editions of the net there. So you'll be Mike, as soon as I get down to the net, I'll have Mike post that K9MED is live streaming this net on the internet. He's also recording it for future replay on the Facebook page. So, Southern Don, thanks for checking in. Talk to you later. Okay. Stand by hotline. GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. That was Kirk, KD9MED, checking in from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. His son is in the Marines, sir. He's going to be there for about a week or so. We'll put him down. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I'm continuing with this article for Press, Radio, and TV in Rockford. This is from the Mississippi Saga, which was a history of Rockford and Winnebago County. This book was published in 1968, the year when Illinois celebrated its 150th anniversary of its admission to the Union. I'll see where I can find one. Just, all right. Okay. Let me finish reading this. Okay. Well, when the freeze was lifted in 1952, just a minute, hold on. When the freeze was lifted in 1952, and Rockford finally was assigned Channel 13, applications were again followed by WROK and by Greater Rockford Television Incorporated, of which L.E. Casher was president. In May 1953, the two applicants announced they were joining in a merger application, and approval was granted on May 14th. Casher retained presidency of Greater Rockford Television Incorporated, and Thorne H. Muncuff was named general manager. Directors included E. Kenneth Todd, President of Rockford Broadcasters Incorporated, Swan Hillman, Mark Sumner, Attorney Stanley Geyer, the Reverend Francis P. McNally, and Frank C. Francis. Formal groundbreaking ceremonies for a 12,000 square foot studio building were held July 18, 1953. By September 18th, a tar paper shack had been constructed and enough equipment moved into the building to begin broadcasting the test pattern. Live network programs and commercial film presentations were being telecast by the new station, WREX-TV, by September 30th, and live local telecasting began 2 months later. Now, okay, the station's call letters, WREX-TV, were in memory of L.E. Casser's son, First Lieutenant Rex N. Casser, who was killed in World War II while attempting to destroy an enemy fortification during the siege of Saint Lo, France. That was about the time about the D-Day operation. The speed with which WREX-TV hit the airwaves set a national record for building new studios and airing programs. Joseph M. Page, who served as a planning consultant through the construction period to the start of the test pattern on the air, became general manager of WREX-TV on June 25th, 1954. WREX-TV inaugurated its own color telecasting March 5th, 1967. They have it printed 1957, but that's not correct. 1967. What's the Technicolor movie, The Garden of Allah? In 1958, the station's power was increased to 229,000 watts. In 1963, WREX-TV was sold to the Gannett Company Incorporated of Rochester, New York, operators of other television and radio stations and newspapers in the East and the Midwest. Paul Miller, president of Gannett, became a president of the WREX-TV Incorporated. Continuing as a director is Joseph Bache, who also is Vice President of WREX-TV. Just a minute. All right, it goes on about Channel 23, but we won't discuss that. Hope you enjoyed that. That was like a history of the WTVO and the WREX-TV coming on there. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, once again, this was taken from the book Mississippi Saga, A History of Rockford and Winnebago County, published in 1968 in honor of the 150th anniversary of Illinois becoming a state. Okay. Do we have any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Net Control, this is W9AXD checking in, short time, no traffic.
Okay. Is that Whiskey 9 Delta and Sierra Bravo?
Whiskey 9 Delta Sierra Delta.
Oh, I haven't heard you in a while. Welcome back. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot tonight, Jimmy. Just sitting here watching TV and listening to the net.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight. The 70th anniversary of WTVO and the WREX TV coming on there. That's I was reading that article from the book Mississippi Saga, but that was definitely some history involved in that. Okay, since you're checking in short time, I'll say 7-3s. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Okay, do we have any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9EPZ of a comment.
Sure, go ahead, Al.
Say K9N called in.
Yes, he did. He called it on the hotline on the phone. He's in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, visiting his son.
Did you tell him not to drink the water?
Oh, geez, no, I did not.
I'm sure they've fixed the water by now, but I just had to say it.
They're running a commercial. I don't know who's running that, but they're saying attention all military personnel, you served at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1985. You're entitled to a settlement with or what have you. Yeah, I see that commercial there.
Yeah, hopefully they fixed it, but you never know. I can't believe they didn't know they had the problem when they had it.
Yeah, I would think so too. It took that many years. Good grief. Yeah, I hear you, Al.
I mean, it's a concern, and that isn't the only place. Like Flint, Michigan. It's something to worry about. If we have pure water or not. I'm assuming the water that's coming out of my faucets here is good. It tastes good, but it does come out of a well on the property.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net, and the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, there's nothing like good old well water. I don't care. At least you're far out of Rochelle. You don't have the city water. Here in Freeport, we just opened a brand new. I don't know how many $1 million it costs. A brand new waterworks. It's on the south edge of Freeport, and so the old waterworks, which are on the north side of Freeport, right along the IC tracks there, or Canadian Pacific. It's idle now. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. They're going to tear it down or what they're going to do. But we got brand new, a whole new waterworks now here in Freeport.
Okay. Well, I know they put a whole new system in here. Well, not a whole new system, but I know they put in a new pump house and new storage tanks, and I'm assuming new equipment to, chlorinate the water and whatever the state has them do. I know anytime they break a pipe or something, they tell everybody to boil water until they hear back from the state. So I know they send samples to be tested.
That's for sure. Now, what do you have your own sewer system, or what? Or do you have? Does each of you have their own, like their septic system?
I have a septic tank in my front yard.
Okay, I suppose so does everybody else too. I guess they don't have a sewer system. We used to have just east of Freeport, Sarah Miles, there used to be a trailer court called River Road Trailer Court. The company, the outfit who ran it, provides its own water, and they even had their own sewer system there too. There was a creek there that ran nearby, so I don't know if they treat that sewage and dump it in that creek or not.
I remember there was a story of it's about a mobile home park in Cortland that I actually had looked at. I had a trailer there, but I didn't do it. But they ended up getting in trouble. They were dumping their sewage into the field next to this park.
Oh boy, that ain't good. That ain't good.
No, I know. Like I say, the way I know the maintenance guy had told me, I have my own septic tank because I'm the last house on the block, and then the other people have a septic tank for each 2 lots.
Okay, that's the way it was. We had a friend of ours, a dear friend of ours, who ran a service station or garage here just east of Freeport. He was a CB operator, World War II veteran. He's passed away now. He said, I'll tell you what, my mother was stopped there and visited for had some work done on a car. She said, boy, boy, I'll tell you what, it smells like sewage or something like that. And I said, oh, farmers are probably putting fertilizer on their fields. Well, as it turned out, it wasn't fertilizer. The guy had he pumped his sewage out in the field back behind his house. Oh! He said, people are saying something wrong with your septic tank. I said, no, there's nothing wrong with my septic tank. Of course, he didn't have one. He was letting his run out into the field.
That's something that people do that, and they know if they get caught that it's illegal, but they do it anyway.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, Al. Hey, thanks for jumping back in there, and so we appreciate this. So, thank you for checking in. Okay, do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. I guess Dean K9FLO hasn't checked in yet. I wonder he probably forgot. Well, if he forgets, I'll just put him down as an honorary checking. And I'll tell him that Kurt checked in. So, okay. Do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, let me give it a rundown of all the other nets in the area. It exactly 20 minutes at 10 o'clock. You're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago with PL 114.8 plus offset. Night watch is held. I have not been able to hear that net all week. The conditions were not good. But that net runs 7 nights a week, commencing at 10 o'clock, about 20 minutes from now. We have seven different net control operators. So that's a good net. If you can't get into that repeater, they do have EchoLink capability. Don't forget, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater, I will be your net control operator for the Saturday evening rag tune net. We talk about different stuff. If net control has a suggested topic, you want to talk about that, that's fine. You want to bring up something else, that's fine too. So again, I'll be net control for that net. We go around a few times, and you want to bring something else, that's fine. Saturday night fun net is held also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, the PL 127.3 minus offset. You got to check in that net a certain way, and then some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't agree with bringing up on this net. Okay, I want to mention this. This coming Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on 3.905 megahertz, 7580 meters, statewide Illinois, statewide areas net is held. Let's see. I think one of the first net control operators you'll hear will be Lloyd, KD9APW down in Sterling. He's EC for region IEMA region 2 here in Illinois. Then they'll go on to several other ECs in the state. That's what they'll go. Once again, it's on 80 meters at 4:30 p.m. this coming Sunday. Illinois statewide areas net. That net runs on the first and the third Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. Then the Greene County Aries net is held every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 114.8. 123.0 minus offset. Last week it was Brandon, K9TNU, who was one of my first check-ins the Friday Night Fun net tonight, short time station. Next, this coming Sunday, it'll be Scott, K9YI. It's the combination Aries races and the rag tune net. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Cup holds it in Belvedere, holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. I regret to say for the first time since they fixed that repeater, I was not able to get into the net last Sunday. We'll see what happens this coming Sunday. The Whiteside County Aries group holds this Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with a PL 114.8 minus offset. Should not have any problem getting that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Group 1 radio tower down in Sterling. Monday evening at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we had the weekly Monday night rah-rah info net. Larry, K9KZT, and I share the duties as net control operator. I was net control this past Monday. Larry will be net control this coming Monday. This is K9 GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater and Rocker transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Report. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. I guess Dean K9FLO must be sound asleep, but he must have forgot. Well, I'll put him down as non-area checking later on. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, the Lee County Aries Group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, PL 82.5 minus offset. Recently I've been able to get into that repeater so I can check into that net, so that's good. At 8:30 p.m. you have the Kishwaukee Ham Radio Club Monday evening net on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay, Tuesday evening. We got several different nets that taking place. Of course, we got the Tuesday evening Health Tech and Social net at 7 p.m. on this repeater with Larry. Ace 9GO is your net control operator. And I do the Thursday evening net. We asked everybody how they're doing health-wise. If anybody has any tech traffic or anybody has to bring anything up before the net. Also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville. PL 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Public Service net is held. Okay, now Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. The guys down in Ogle County started a brand new net. It's the Ogle County Ham net. It's on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL of 146.2 plus offset. If they have time, they'll go to a 146.595 simplex for a short simplex net. After they get done with that, they'll switch back over to the repeater for the 9 o'clock Ogle County ham radio net for Harry Skywarn. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the weekly Stevens County Aries net, which I'm a net control operator. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset. Greater Boyd Ham Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. Then at 8 o'clock here in Freeport, again on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening SWAT net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the use of net control operator. Mel just got back from Alabama. He had a wonderful time there. It was temperatures were well into the 80s down there, and it was a shocker when he came back here and find out it was cold. Mel does the Ham Radio news line. 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to Ham Radio. This past Wednesday, there was technical difficulties. There was going to be a segment on an 8-million-year-old radio signal. They were going to broadcast it, but I didn't get to hear it. There was technical difficulties, so Mel was not able to finish out that Ham Radio news line. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, let's see. Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we got the Thursday evening Health Tech and Social net with yours truly as net control operator. We ask everybody out there doing health-wise, if you have any technical questions or any other things you want to bring before the net. I also want to mention, Larry, K9KCT has a Morse code practice immediately following the conclusion of the rah-rah at InfoNet at 7 o'clock, and the Tuesday and Thursday at Health Tech and Social net. It's also at 7 o'clock. Okay, now don't forget, Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. on 146.415 simplex. Chad, W9AXD has his Rock County simplex net. Yesterday was probably the best net he's had since he started. The net lasted 1 hour and 56 minutes. We had about 6 or 7 to check in. Mel had, and let's see. Kathleen, the rain report, that's a good report to have, that rain report. So definitely do check out that Thursday evening Rock County Simplex net. Okay, and on HF, you have the Senile net that runs from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. local time, or 1500 hours Zulu, on 14.287 megahertz with the upper sideband with Chuck. WD9MED is your net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in your local nets, your local, support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. You remember when you have Radio Club, by all means support your local club. Are there any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun net this time? Please call now. Unable to copy, you might want to increase your power or change location. It's too much noise. Try that one more time. I'm sorry, I can't copy you at all. I'll tell you what. Give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232. FN 232-3636. I'll take your check and over the phone, but I can't, I'm not able to copy you at all. Let's try that one more time.
All right, one more time.
I'm sorry. If anybody go to the input and see if you can make out that station. Let's try that one more time. The conditions just are not good tonight. I'm sorry, I'm not able to pull you out at all. Better luck next week. We'll try it again, but not no go tonight. K9 GCR. Okay, do we have any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun net Central Facebook page. Brad, let's see, what is Brad's call? Just a minute, I got it right here. Okay, Brad Smith, AH2I, and Ricky, WX9RLT, are in charge of the Friday Night Fun net Facebook page. I think we had about 154 people sign up. I don't know, that was a few years ago. I don't know how many people are signed up for it now. But you see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun net. You see updated pictures of my ham shack. You even see weather information. And like I said, this net is being live streamed around the world on the internet. And on the record for future replay on the Friday Night Fun net Central Facebook page. Go to Friday Night Fun net Facebook page, punch in your call sign, follow instructions, and you're in business. You'll hear this net again as soon as Mike K9MED posts it, along with past editions of the Friday Night Fun net. You can listen to Friday Night Fun net all day, every day, or all night, every night. Every night, well, it's Friday night, every night of the week, we'll put it that way. Let's say it's 3 a.m., you can't sleep. You decide you're going to turn on the Friday Night Fun net Facebook page and listen to Friday Night Fun net. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. I'm going to tell you about the Friday Night Fun net hotline. Area code 815-232, FN 232-3636, local freeboard number. We had 2 stations check in. K9 DDF John and Elgin and Kirk K9 from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where his son is stationed there. He's in the Marines. What? You heard that phone ring tonight, folks, when I was transmitting. That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay. Do we have any more stations that I check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. All right. At this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-in. Okay. N9ARB. Tony, REC here in Stevenson County. I'll see him tomorrow at our bi-monthly meeting of the State Line Amps Radio Club. And this better half crazy. N9CAB. HC honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Robert Scott. A9. Silver Fox. I was told by Jimmy, K9GOL, he does listen to 2 meters. So that's good. I hope we can get him so we can be able to get out on the air, not only on 2 meters, but on HF again. Okay. Justin K9FDO, HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9DO in Belvedere. He must have forgot to check into the DeKalb net last Monday. He did check in on the Belvedere net this past Sunday. So okay, all right. Oh, yes, Ricky. W9RLT, HC honorary check-in. Okay, you know what? K9FLO, Gene, HC honorary check-in. So he's already checked in. Okay, let's see. Let's see something. W9KLG, Kevin, HC honorary check-in. I should give him a call and come look at this radio. Let's see. AC9JZ, Mike, HC honorary check-in. Okay. EC9 ICH, Robert, HC honorary check-in. KD9YUK, Tony, HC honorary check. Let's see. N9EGF, Kevin, HC honorary check-in. Okay. EC9GO, Larry, HC honorary check-in. And I'm going to put down Verna. KD9YUM, HC honorary check-in. I'm going to do my Stevenson County check-in. KD9LOA. Brandon McConnell, HC honorary check-in. KD9OVJ, HC honorary check-in. Okay, Mike. KD9MED. Mike, by David, Illinois. It's the honorary check-in. Up to 40 check-ins now. Do we have any more stations you'd like to check in? Please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m., curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown, lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going into lockdown. I remember Kerry, K9MED, telling me he listens to the jail frequencies every night at 10 o'clock. The dispatch radios all the corrections officers. Lockdown. Time for the jailbirds to go nighty-night. Nighty-night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Do we have any more stations to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, the trustees of the Repeater, and the members of the 195 group for allowing us to use this Repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, net control. K9KZT, K9TNU, Brandon, Monroe, Wisconsin, is first time on the net. W9JTC, Jamie in the mobile. H9NW, H9VU, A9VU, I should say. Mike in Janesville. K9SSV, myself, and Mike, Roscoe. K9HER, WX9WL in Amboy, Illinois. I think it's the sixth time he's checked in this net. K9YBG Jail, K9MED carries it. Duke of Digital DX, K9MED, Mike and Rochelle live stream this net on the internet, recording it for future broadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. N9OEG, Chris in South Point. K9RGT, Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. KD9GDY, Jim and Beloit. K9EPZ, Alan, Rochelle. W3MDX, Matt. AK9F, Dave. K9DGF, John, who checked into the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. John and Elgin. WI9HF, Chad. Don't forget the Simplex Net. Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. on 146-415 Simplex. K9KWR, Don Boyd, K9N, Kurt in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, visiting his boys in the Marines, checked on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. W9DSD. Now my honorary check-ins, N9ARB, Tony, REC here in Stevens County, I'll see him at the meeting tomorrow. N9TAB, Tracy, his better half. AA9SF, Scott, the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. K9FDO, Justin. N9CO, Richard and Belvedere. WX9RLT, Ricky. K9FLO, Dean. W9KLG, Kevin. H9JD, Mike. K9ICH, Robert. K9YUK, Tony. NIEGF, Kevin. And Roscoe, H9GO. And his wife, Verna, KD9YUM, and Rockton. K9LOA, Brandon. And McConnell, K9OBJ, John. McConnell, he's undergoing EMS and paramedic training. And last but certainly not least, Mike, KB9DDD. Okay, I got a total of, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm going to run that again. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 at the regular check-ins, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 honorary check-ins. We have the grand total of 40 check-ins. Do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Oh yes, you know what? I got checking Scott K9YI Scott Monroe HC honorary check-in. That's 41 the check-ins overall. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's net as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. That was talking about the 70th anniversaries of the two local Rockford TV stations, WTVO and WREX. Hope you enjoyed it. So, okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to read the after's code. 1. The after is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. 2. The after is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and the support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League, through which amateur radio is represented. 3. The after is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science, as well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly. Stolen patience sending when requested. Friendly advice and constantly beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. Number 5, and this is very important. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he holds in his home, his job, his school, and his community. After all, this is a hobby, but life comes first. And finally, number 6, the amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code, as Tony K9RFD, our EC here in Stevenson County says. Some to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. Keep your stations ready to go on there in case we get involved in a war with Iran or China or North Korea. When this situation, especially, is not good. We'll have to wait and see, hope and pray for the best. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your convenience store, at your grocery store, I should say. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your clerk behind a counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank cashier, your stockbroker. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday night fun then. The more check-ins, the better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, spawning moms, crackheads, dope heads, potheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse, you take a knee or clench your fists and national anthems being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's as plain and simple as that. Well, folks, it was another successful Friday night fun night. I hope you enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Next Friday, it's going to be our special Veterans Day edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Anybody who's a veteran, we're going to ask everybody what branches of the service you were in, and what are your favorite times in the service or whatever. We'll talk about that next Friday night. And with that, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from where we're in the region with traffic. Please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchetjaw. Okay, tune in again next week. Same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, November 3rd, 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater to frequency normal amateur radio use at 9:12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:12 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours 12 minutes Zulu time, depending on your time preference. Don't forget to change your clocks back an hour tomorrow night before you go to bed. I'm happy to report that daylight saving time will be ending. So, okay. Let's hope we get rid of it for good. That's all I have to say about that. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, November 3rd, the 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater to frequency normal amateur radio use. Sound grease, everybody. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the hall. This is K9GCR. Wish you all a very pleasant good night. Sound grease. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and close it, Mike. At 2 hour, 2 hours, 13 minutes net, and an unofficial count of 41 check-ins. I may add one more, but go ahead and post it.
All right, Jimmy, we'll get it posted. KD9MED clear on your final.
Mike, thanks for all you do. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Good night.